Welcome back. Hi, once again to Blueprints. Player Dart here. Ah, good to be back. Okay, we got sleeping mask, magnifying glass, and a couple of keys. Magnifying glass is always welcome, but I never mind getting the lockpick kit in the mail. So let's see. Let's take a look at our to-do list. It's actually going down now that I've started making the list. There isn't a whole lot of things left on here that we know to do. Really what it is we're trying to find those sigils, I think, is our major goal here. Shrine. Oh yeah, do the shrine. Let's do the shrine. I don't remember how many to do. How many should we do? I seem to recall that 2 and 3 were the best numbers to do. Let's do 2. And it's the blessing of the dancer. Use it. Pay a gem to spin a floor plan for the next 3 days. I am quite happy with that. Ooh. So let's look. Do we want to turn the treasure trove around and fill in a dead end? Maybe we do. Let's rotate these floor plans. I realize I'm spending like all my gems on those two. But this will give us 15. Hello, thank you. And lots of interest every time we pick up 3. And then we have a box over here. We have keys. We can open this box. The true treasure of the trove is not in the house. Ooh, where's that piece of paper? Yeah, what we learned from the stuff in the reservoir is that a green memo in a blue box is a true statement. The true treasure of the trove is not in the house. Well, then where is it? I don't know. So, with that in mind, can we look around and see if there's anything here that we can see? I mean, there's these. So maybe I just need to keep pumping this room for information and it will eventually. Yeah, this is just a painting. Yeah, because it's plain in here. Maybe I just need to keep pumping this thing for information and it will tell me about some secret outside the house. I mean, we can't build a contraption without a workshop. Ooh, keycard door. We haven't had one of those show up for a while. Broken handle. Broken lever. And a T. I did go back and look for these, and I have to admit, it makes no sense to me. Whatever I'm doing, I'm not doing it right in order to try to figure out what's going on with these. So I don't know what to do with that information. Okay. So parlor den garage. I mean, if I need gems, that's what I'm doing, is I'm doing the parlor. Pick up this key. Make sure there isn't something left for me in this room. And then we do a logic problem. This box is not empty. This box contains gems. All statements that contain the word gems are false. So that's... So the black statement is a statement that contains the word gems. So let's start with that. If the black statement is false, the only resolution to that, since it itself is false, is that the white box is true. Because, yeah, and certainly the black box cannot be true, because then it's telling me that a true statement is false. So that's not possible. It's the same thing that we keep encountering for these true-false puzzles, is if anything claims to be false, that's a paradox, unless there's a loophole that it also claims something else, and then the other thing is allowed to be true, and then it's resolved. So yeah, it's the white. Okay, so now we want to go through, oops, nope, it is this door. And just to remind ourselves, what are the things that are left to buy? Wait, cursed coffers? A permanent addition to the shrine. None would dare open it. Why does it feel like everything that you can buy from this gift shop is a bad idea? I don't know. The Swimbird plushie is the only other thing. Unlock Dare mode. A permanent addition to the master bedroom. Maybe that's something that we would want to do, unlock Dare mode? Because I think that's one of the trophies to earn. But, yeah. Yeah, no, we can't afford that one. I don't want the cursed coffers. We're just going to move onwards. This door. Planetarium? Sure. We know there's stuff in the planetarium these days. Ah, it is both things. It's an apple and a die. Okay. This billiard room. But I'll rotate the floor plan so we can actually get through. One is 1. 4 squared is 16. Okay, ooh. 4 squared is 16. Minus 15 is 1. Plus 4 is 5. Do we square again? I assume so, because we're going to be subtracting 15 in a second. So plus 4 is 5. Squared is 25. Minus 15 is 10? Yeah, okay. So now do we square after we add everything? 1 squared is 1. Plus 4 is 5. Squared is 25. That accomplishes the same thing. 10. Yep. Oh, and now we square every time we subtract. Okay, so start with 10. Subtract 10. Thank you. Is 0. Wow, this is messed up. Is 0. Squared is 0. Times 4, still 0. Minus 2 squared is 4. And we get a silver key for that. Laboratory is pointed the right way. Sure, laboratory. I mean, it would be silly to try to do an experiment at this point, but... When you draft a hallway from another hallway, while drafting, if you draw a drawing room floor plan, immediately a letter will be delivered to the mailroom? I mean, permanently add 1 gold to your allowance. Great. But this... A letter has been delivered to the mailroom. Well, now we really want to draft the mailroom. Hello, Elzara. You weirdo. Yeah. Uh. Okay. The one thing that I definitely want to comment on is the thing that was buried in the snow in the last scene is exactly the design of the cursed coffers that were available in the gift shop now. It was exactly the same. Because I remember looking at the cursed coffers, the carving on the side, and seeing if it made any sense. It was the same. Huh. Okay. I am so glad I have that on video. Do I want to sacrifice? Yeah. There's a letter in there. I'm going to get a package tomorrow. That's not it. That's not it. That's the letter from Dad. Simon, my name is Randolph Moore. I am the lead lab technician at Cinca, and I have worked here at Mount Holly for over a decade. I was thrilled to discover you found our humble lab and have begun to run some experiments of your own. I tend to keep an eye on the small spikes in radiation levels on the estate, as it's one of the only ways I can monitor your progress from the outside. All off-site connections to the terminal network have been disabled during your stay. There's been much speculation among the staff about the progress you've been making in the house, and they were all quite excited when I reported that you've been successfully running experiments. I wanted to write to you to let you know that even though you may not see us, we are rooting for you. Best of luck on the experiments, and if you like, I'll continue sending letters with some helpful tips for you. Signed, Randolph. Arch Aries. Together we weather, or we weather together? In commemoration of the opening of the 5th Zone power plant, the Contessa. All right. That might be a clue to the contents of Arch Aries' sigil. I knew there would be letters delivered to this room. Okay. So maybe to encourage Randolph to continue sending letters, we need to just run successful experiments. But we have pretty much filled the house. So now the question is there anything else I can actually accomplish today? I mean, I can go to the gift shop, but I mean, any trip to the gift shop would be able to buy those. Let's do it. I hate the idea, but let's do it. Why are they in the game if we're not supposed to use them? Okay. Gift shop. Yeah, that's the design. And now we want to get back out through all that. 38 steps. Oh dear. The trunk is locked. Something tells you it should stay that way. The key does not fit in the lock, probably for the best. Okay. Yeah. We're going to call it a day right here. Call it. The Mount Holly Garden Shopping Center of Games. Casino, billiard room, parlor, and rumpus room. 4 green rooms, 7 shop rooms, and a partridge in a pear tree because Christmas is coming up. That's day 49 if my memory serves. But we didn't get a lot done, so this video is not over. We're going to carry over. And so now as we start day 46, we're up to 49 allowance. And yet another package. Brass compass, silver key, and 2 other keys. Tomb hovel root cellar. Ooh. And we can rotate the floor plans, of course. The tomb, I mean, they're all terrible. None of them are really something that I need or want, because I can get into that underground area just as easily. But at least that'll give me money. I don't think I've ever actually achieved 100 gold for anything to happen like fine handed over. And as I said, now I'm not sure whether that's an actual live ransom note or not. Billiard room, boudoir, conservatory. 3 excellent choices. The conservatory can only be in the corner though, so it's much rarer. Oh, no apple today. How dare you? All right. What do we got? We got the reading nook, the dormitory, and the bedroom. So the reading nook is commonplace. That's just how we like it. The bedroom is commonplace. I think I'm okay with that as well because it's basically free passage. The dormitory is standard. Its power isn't that useful, and we've been to see it. So I don't mind it being a really rare room. I'm okay with that. Okay. And then we can continue on. Parlor, storeroom, kitchen. Well, let's do the parlor and pick up some extra gems. I don't see anything in here. Still haven't gotten to any of the really... Only one statement is false. Only one statement is true. The gems are in a box with a false statement. Okay, so given that there are three statements, one of these must be true and one of them must be false. So if we take this as being true, only one statement is true, then it is the true statement. Then this one is false, which of course, because we have two false statements, and this one is false, which means the gems are in white. If this statement is false, this one is true. There is only one false statement, which was the white box, which means this is true, and still the gems are in the white box. So again, we have the marvelous condition of we don't know what statements are true or false, but the gems must be in here. Okay, and yeah, this puts us back in the gift shop again, and on we move. Den, billiard room, observatory. Well, we had to pass on the billiard room earlier. Let's do it now. Something's... yeah, there's a coin on the bar. Let's go. 13 is 13. 18 minus 16 is 2. Squared is 4. We square every time we hit a plus sign. So 4 squared is 16. Divided by 8 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. Squared is 9. Minus 8 is 1. Ooh, square when you divide. Okay. So 20 is 20. Okay, 20 is 20. Minus 20 is 0. Minus 3 is negative 3. Divided by 3 is negative 1. Squared is 1 times 4 is 4. Yui. All right. Where does that put us? Workshop, greenhouse, and veranda. Well, we still want to figure out the last thing for the workshop, so let's definitely put a workshop in. And it's going to give us a tool. It's going to give us the battery pack. And it's going to give us an S. Something that's occurred to me. What if these are specific to where in the house you put them just like the paintings are? Because I have to say, I went back through all my videos and figured out just what letters it gave me on different days. And it gave me gibberish. And then it gave me a bunch of E's. So that's not it. I don't know what to do in order to make sense out of that. So far, only the compass and the bat. I somehow don't think that's... Oh, right, the electromagnet. I don't think the compass is that useful. Sure, assemble an electromagnet. Neither of those is particularly useful. You're more likely to draw mechanical rooms. Automatically collect any coins and keys. Utility closet, storeroom, laboratory. Laboratory actually lets us get out. I'll do that. And it lets us put up an experiment. Experiment set up. Continue. Whenever you draft an archived floor plan, whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, each time you unlock or bypass a security door, a letter will be delivered to the mailroom. Gain a star, spread dirt on the driveway. Well, that, because I want to know what else. How is it compelling that guy Moore, Randall Moore, to send letters? I don't know. Whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, or each time you do a security door. Yeah, gems in a room. Because that is something I do with alarming regularity. Goody, goody, goody. Okay. So, yeah, let's do this. Other side. The treasure trove. Well, it's also the only thing that lets us progress. So, yes. Yep, and they collect it immediately. This time we have a white box. Yep, use a key. I don't have many of them, but the previous box in this room contained a true statement, which we knew because it was, we knew something about the fact that it was that color. Let me look. I played these two a couple of hours apart. Woo, bye. And now I've dropped it on the floor. Yeah, it was a green memo in a blue box, which means we knew it was true. This is a red memo, but it's handwritten, which means we also know that it's true. Okay, and then the secret passage, because now I know what I want. I want a hall. I didn't get what I wanted. But let's do the passageway anyway. A letter has been delivered to the mailroom. Awesome. Fizz bink. Ah! Okay. So we don't want that one. The other two are a 1 gem requirement. How do I know? I could spend a gem and see if they rotate. Pick the third one. Why not? And it's the locksmith? Oh! I guess the locksmith is out of business. Yeah, there's nothing else to buy. And they were on sale too, so, oh well. But there's no reason to buy anything. I have 27 keys. That's... That's stupid. Okay, but I'm not going any further in that direction. Chamber of Mirrors, boiler room. Well, now it makes a little bit of sense to be Chamber of Mirrors. Why are there keys? Where were there keys? I didn't realize that there were keys hiding in this room. Oh well, got them all now. That's all I can do from there. Oh, wait a minute. Usually there are oranges. That's one of the things that was nice about this room was for all the extra running around it made you do, there were oranges around, which mitigated having to run. And now what I'm doing is I'm just spending all these extra steps going from room to room to room to room. That opened that, but I can't go through because there's a pane of glass here. Am I just wasting my precious steps futzing around with this? I think I am. Let's bail on this. Ew! Oh, that's it. I'm done. Oh, no, I'm not done. Utility closet. Turn off the keycard system. Turn those on. But I only have 5 steps. And the closed exhibit is 5 steps away. So I am done. Because I'm going to exhaust. Because I stepped in 2 rooms twice. Trying to get to the closed exhibit. I enter this room and I exhaust. So, not very successful? Very weird. Let's try that again. 3. Or something interesting will happen. Day 47. Allowance, still 49. The tool shed. Let's do that. Waha! Metal detector. And the watering can is the other thing? Yeah. Okay. So if we wanted the shovel detector, we are halfway there. Le Barf. Yeah, billiard room. There's something. Oh, coin on the counter, just like before. Alrighty. 4 is 4. 4 squared is 16. Divided by 8 is 2. This is the same one as yesterday. Plus 1 minus 8 is 1. I think this is, in fact, the same puzzle. 20 is 20. Yeah, it is the same. 20 is 20. Minus 20. Minus 3 is negative 3. Divided by 3 is negative 1. Squared is 1 times 4 is 4. This is different. Okay. So 10 plus 5 is 15. Minus 20 is negative 5. Squared is 25. Minus 20 is 5. Squared is 25. Divided by 5 is 5. 2 keys. Treasure trove. Absolutely. Yeah, this time I actually have to physically pick them up. What do you have to say today? Green. 2 realms have the same color banner. But what we know is that green memos inside white boxes are lies. So that is helpful. All of the sigils will have different colors, which, I mean, I kind of assumed, why would you define a color for a sigil if nothing ever used it? Commissary is rarer. And we can buy a shovel. Awesome. So I'm going to buy a magnifying glass and a shovel. And we can get gems here later, but actually we can get gems here now. Do it. Workshop. Let's just pick up a broken lever. And shovel metal detector gets a detector shovel. Build it. Do the thing. Do the thing. What do you do, detector shovel? Greater chance of finding coins and keys. Much greater chance of finding them while digging. Okay. Parlor. Let's rotate the floor plans so that the parlor points north. We have a coin purse. And we want the wind-up key. What do we have? The white box is empty. The blue box is false. The empty boxes both have false statements. Okay. As per usual, let's start with the one that starts talking about the truth value of other statements. So let's say that this is true. Then it's telling me that that is false, which means the white box has something. So we had white box being true with the gems, blue box being false and empty. The empty boxes both have false statements. That would be a paradox because we already know the black box would have to be empty. And this statement implies there are two false statements, but we've only got one currently, which means the black box would have to be false, which means it's calling itself false with nothing else. Yeah. No. Let me write it down. Okay. So if the white is true, then that's telling me blue is false, which tells me white is not empty. So now, if this is true, then it implies that there are two false statements, which cannot be true. If it is false, then it is not the case that both the false statements have empty, so there is no resolution to that. So that's one possibility, and it's out. So this must be a false statement, which means the blue box must be a true statement, which means the white box must be empty. And I don't know whether the blue box contains the gems. So now, if this is true, then it implies that there are two false statements, which isn't the case. So it must be false, which means there must be a flaw to the statement. So there must be an empty box with a true statement. That has to be blue, and so therefore the gems are in black, because blue must be empty. There we go. Okay. What special keys do I have? I have a silver key. I think that's a good place for it, because that is spreading out. The pool. So we would like the aquarium or the boiler room. Life is good. I can continue filling in the space here. Pump room, but then it wouldn't be powered. If I put the aquarium, it could be powered. I can do this. Sure. Gives me a gem. So does this. So does this. This gives me a few coins. Okay. So I am not going to run out of resources today. So now, pump room? Boiler room. Redraw that. Pump room. Okay, so now we want to refill this so that it has all but 6. It has 6 empty things. Right. 6. That is what we wanted from life. Okay. Ooh, 7. From where to where? Okay, so from B1 to A5, which I think is highly doable in this map. This looks like the spot. Time to start digging. I mean, okay. I mean, Uncle Herbie would be cheesed off like you wouldn't believe if I started digging up Lady Ebsen's boudoir. But what I get out of it is 25 gold and 3 gems. So I'm now at 120. Sorry, Uncle Herbie. Observatory. Sure, I'll get a thing and I'll get it twice. Blooms, fine. Diamond. Slice. Apples. Key. And the twins. So they're pair of chests in the hallway. So things I actually got were gemstone, 3 steps, a key, and 2 chests. So now if I back out of that, I wonder how many chests I'm going to get. Because the apples won't do it again, but everything else ought to. Okay, 24 steps left. Oh, right, that was the other thing. We watched Uncle Herbie walk across here. Oh, yeah, they did give me 4. Look at that. We watched Uncle Herbie walk across here with one of these urns, didn't we? Something like this, but it's the only thing like that in this room. All right, I don't know. This way. Oh, well, that's a problem. Well, all that means is I just picked up another item for my to-do list. How am I going to get access to the boat so that I can actually investigate that tunnel? Maybe this would be doable if the boat were on the other side. How possible is it? No, the pump room is like all the way around the corkscrew. I'm not getting there in 15 steps. I don't know where I am getting in 15 steps. Yeah, I don't know that there's anything else I want to do today. That's kind of getting to be the issue, is what do I need to do? I need to figure out one more gadget. I need to figure out what's going on with the chiseled letters. I need to get the diary key from the tomb into her ladyship's actual bedroom. Which, fine, that's a thing I could devote myself to. I could do a schoolhouse run and get past the grade 6, sure. There's a Moragi box to solve. 2 microchips to find, but I have no clue where to go looking for them. Nothing has pointed me to anything to pick those up. There's the pin puzzle, which is relying on me finding the sigils, which I don't know where the sigils are. I don't know that I need 100 gold in blackmail anymore, because I don't know if that's a current message or whether that was actually someone trying to blackmail Uncle Herbie successfully. Translating the letter, I don't know how to read that language. I suspect I'm going to learn it in school. So those two things dovetail together. And I'm waiting for the drafting studio to come up. So I seem to be out of things that I can do where it's under my own power, except trying to figure out what the message in the carved letters in the workshop say. But that is something that I can try to compile some more and better data. But I don't know that I'm doing that from in here, other than just playing. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day. So it is a clockwork villa with 5 mechanical rooms. Yeah. So I've just gone over all the things that I need to do. I have been having some amazing progress lately. I feel like I'm ahead of the game, honestly. Like, I've figured a bunch of things out really quickly, so it's not surprising that I feel at times that I'm kind of out of steam. This is one of those times. I had 3 runs, and nothing really major or huge, other than we closed out Alzara. We're starting to go through the treasure trove over and over again as something that gives information, drip-fed. So what we know is there's some kind of a thing to get outside the house. And I'm going to need to be able to tell the difference between true statements and false statements in that memo system. I figured out everything I can from the reservoir. We'll see if it gets difficult to figure out from here on out. Don't know. But yeah, it's time to go to sleep, and it's time to put this video to bed. Thank you very much for watching through to the end of it. Please push the buttons so that I get my work out to more people. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about what I'm doing. But again, please, no spoilers. Don't tell me what it is that I need to be doing. I do still want to figure this out, even though I'm here saying, I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm a puzzle solver. I'm constantly in a state of I don't know what to do. It's fine, honestly. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.